Hey guys, welcome back to this episode of Grez Tech. Sorry it's been a while, unfortunately I've been quite busy with work and I've not quite had the time to do any more tutorials. But we're now back, and so I thought actually, well, what a great way to start by showing you how to install, work with WordPress and so forth. And if you like this episode of just getting it set up to begin with, let me know in the comments below and I'll continue with it into a series and maybe show you how to do themes and so forth, and all kinds of fun stuff you can do with WordPress and so forth. So to start with, what we're going to do is we're going to jump straight in and then we're going to roll with it. And if you have any questions, again, jump into the comments. Let's get cracking. So you should be able to see my screen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller to begin with. There we go. Right, so first thing is, let's ignore this one. We need to go to Google and I just want you just to type in just WordPress download. All you're going to get is a page here where you can just click download WordPress. Now everything we're doing is we are working like a developer now, because I'm assuming the reason why you're watching me is because you want to learn how to either code or you're interested in that side of things. You might even be a designer who wants to know the kind of ins and outs, a little bit of coding. But fundamentally we are working as a developer in the things we're about to do. So if nothing makes sense, just stick with it and I promise it will soon. So continuing on, we hit WordPress and we're just going to download it. Now we're just getting the zip file, which is going to be down the bottom here. And when you get that, I just want you just to click it, wait for it to open up, and then we're going to unzip that to our desktop, and then we're going to work from that. Okay. Now I am working on a Windows computer. I work on a Mac as well at times, but for this tutorial in particular, and maybe the ones following on, we're going to be working on a Windows. So wait for that. Does take a while though. A little bit awkward. Other than that though, I hope everyone's been doing well. I mean, hopefully all those who are currently following the channel, thank you very much. And I hope as well that you've been getting in some good studying as well. Interesting enough, actually, Plural Site, if it intrigues you, are actually doing a month free tutorial. Or, sorry, not tutorial, trial. I'm losing the plot. That's why I got my coffee. Alright, anywho, while we're waiting for that to happen, desktop. Okay, what we're going to do is, first thing, I want you to create a folder, and it is called whatever you want. I'm going to call this one WordPress for Gangsters, if I could even spell. There we go. Actually, let's make it even cooler. WordPress G's. Right, that's our folder. That's where we're going to uninstall it and pop it. So all I'm going to do is going to grab the folder here. This is a zipped file. I'm just going to very quickly unzip it and then extract files here. Now this file is going to hold everything here. Now what I want you to do with this is that these are inside the WordPress folder, and all of these files are going to allow essentially the WordPress site that you are developing to work or function. But so we need to keep all of these in the same order they are. I don't want you to change anything. All I want you to do is open up your folder that you created, WordPress for G's, and I just want you to take all of these files in there, and I want you just to drop them into that folder. So now we have our folder sitting there, which is perfect, exactly what we want. We want to leave that alone. We don't want to touch it. Now we want to create now localhost. Essentially what that is that you will create an environment on your local computer to run this WordPress site, and then you can begin to mess around, do things to it and whatnot, but it means that it's not live. No one else is going to see it except for yourself, and it's only going to be existing on your computer. So to do so, we need to download MAMP, or you can download WAMP as well. That's another one, or XAMPP. But in this case, we're going to go for MAMP in this tutorial. So again, go back to your browser, and all I want you to do is go to MAMP's website. Oop, ignore that one, sorry. Here, so type in Google MAMP and then just click on top one, and then free download, and then I want you to go for the Windows one. And then when you've downloaded that, then you've opened it up, installed it, done all the 9 yards and the magic. Bish bash bosh, Bob's your uncle, job done, here we are. So then we'll get this screen. Now, what this is essentially is allowing you to create your local host with ease. It's doing all the magic for you, so you haven't got to worry about all of the headaches that come with just being able to get a WordPress site sorted on your computer. So when this is set up, what we need you to do is tell MAMP, which is essentially running that local server, where your WordPress site is. So to do so, all you're doing is go to MAMP. Let's pull this down, go to preference, and then in here we want to tell the web server, make sure as well patch is selected, to select, and then go down to your desktop, and then find your WordPress for Gs, and then on that parent folder just want you to OK that. And now it's selected, so click OK. And what you're telling is you're saying to MAMP, here is my folder with all of the WordPress files that are going to allow it to run. Go get them, essentially. So let's just wait a moment, let that do its magic. And what essentially is, it's running Apache, it's running a database, MySQL database, and then it's going to spit out for us a localhost URL. If it doesn't, however, what we want to do is click on Open Web Page, and then up the top here in your URL, what this is this is your URL for running now that folder, okay, on your browser. So although we have this page here, we're just going to ignore that, and we're going to remove the MAMP part, and then just going to wait for that to load, and we're just running localhost the word. You can change the name of the localhost to something else. Some people have 3030, 8080, 888, 1234, whatever you want. I mean, all of that again can just be done through here in your preferences. There we go, into ports, so you can change the ports that you want it to run from. Now, we're not going to worry about that for now. We're just trying to get WordPress set up. So this is the page that you come up against, and this is WordPress saying, great, all the files are there, but I need you to set the database up for me, because WordPress functions mainly off the database. Again, that's where all your pages are going to be stored, that's where all the sort of backups are going to be stored. Everything is going to be within the database, so it says, right, give me one. So we need to make one first of all. So if you hit let's go, we're going to just name this database, let's call it Daryl the Great Dev. There we go. Daryl the Great Dev. At least that's what I like to tell myself in my spare time. So that, first of all though, that database, although we've named it, isn't just named for the sake of it. We're naming it because we need to now actually create that database with that name in MAMP. Okay, so what I told you about where MAMP has a MySQL database, what you're going to do is, sorry, ignore that one, is if you go back to your MAMP, hit open my web page. Now when you get this screen here up the top, you go tools and you go PHP my admin. That's now going to access the database for MAMP, and you're now going to create a new database with the name Daryl the Great Dev. So up the top here, hit new, and then database name, paste that name in that you've made, hit create, and that's it. Simple as that. Nothing else, no extra magic, no sort of hacking the system or anything like that. That's it. Now jump back, so let's go back to our page. Here we are. Now the username and password is the one that comes by default within MAMP. Now all that is just root, and then again root. That's the default for MAMP. It can be changed. You can assign a username, so you could have Daryl, Krezteg, Gangster with a different password, whatever you want it to be. But for now, we're just going to use this as a default for getting you set up, because we'd have to go into some MySQL stuff. That's not a big deal right now. Now, database host, keep it as localhost, and prefix, keep that as that. And then what you do, hit submit. And then, right, sunshine, you made it through this part of the installation. So, hit run the installation. Now, the next screen is going to be some standard details. So, let's just name the site. Daryl, the Great Dev. And this is going to be your login details for the back end of the site. So we're going to go with Daryl L, and let's just put something random in there. Daz Mataz, and then pop an email. Boom, and then we are, for now, there is SEO bits and pieces that maybe some of you already know about SEO, but yeah, I'm not going to go into it for now. All I'm going to do is I'm going to tick this, and I would encourage you guys to do the same. That can be changed at a later date, but for now, you just want to discourage it, even though this is just a local host, so it won't make a difference. Anyways, I'm jabbering on. Install WordPress. So, while that does that, I'm going to take a lovely sip of my coffee. Couldn't survive without coffee. A little bit of an addiction, actually. I think I may need some help. Okay, so ignore that. Log in. Daryl L, and then Daz Mataz. Okay, so as you can see, we're now in WordPress. So let me just get rid of that. Don't want you to save my password. And bish bash bob. Done. Mic drop. That is your setup for WordPress. So well done, congratulations. Thank you for getting this far. You're doing well. You've set up WordPress, and maybe some of this makes sense to you, or maybe it doesn't. Don't fret too much for now, because I'm going to go into more detail, and I want to make a series of this, because we're going to stop for now, but I want to make a series where I really show you how WordPress functions, how to maybe create a theme, how plugins work, and maybe even create a custom plugin, and maybe we build a nice website off it, and how to inject our own customized HTML, or our own custom HTML, and so forth. So if you guys like this episode, please let me know if it's worth continuing with, and I will absolutely love to dive in further with it for you. On that note, please hit that subscribe button, because I've got so much more, guys, that I've got coming, and I don't want you to miss out. Hit that bell too. On that note, peace, bon voyage, later on.